This handsome man is Camden, and the way that Camden came to us at Goats of Anarchy is that a little over 2 years ago, someone spotted him walking down the streets of Camden, New Jersey, which is how he got his name. And Camden is not a rural area. It's not normal to see a goat walking down the street there. However, there was a live market down the street where animals were being sold. So the person that found him figured he escaped from the live market, and they picked him up to keep him from going back there. And that person brought him to animal control. And animal control contacted us because we have a relationship with them. And they wanted to see if we could give him a home, which we were, of course, willing to do. But before we could take him, they actually found his owner. That man had bought him from an auction as a gift for his daughter and was keeping Camden alone in his backyard. And that's where he escaped from, not from the live market. At that point, he was not friendly or good with people at all, which makes sense having come from an auction where interactions with humans are scary and tense. So animal control talked to the owner and sort of just made him realize that Camden wasn't going to be a good pet for his daughter. So with that in mind, the owner agreed to surrender him to us. So he came to us when we were still at our previous property, which we called Pine Hill, and I actually remember meeting him about 2 weeks after he arrived. I was volunteering there at the time, and he straight up hid behind a tree the entire time. He would not let me get anywhere close to him, and he just stood behind his tree and felt safe there. But over the past 2 years, all of us here have had the pleasure of watching him really come out of his shell, to the point that, now he is one of the smallest goats in the GOA 1 yard, but he has one of the biggest personalities and this huge attitude that you absolutely could not see when he first came to us. But he had this giant personality just waiting to burst out, and he just has this huge fierce will inside this cute little compact body. And it's funny because sometimes I feel like he doesn't realize his size. Like the other day I actually saw him instigate a headbutting match with Ansel, who is, not somebody I would pick on if I were Camden's size. But he came out of it okay, so I guess he knew what he was doing. Camden is super playful and curious, and you can often see him exploring the farthest reaches of the yard. A lot of the goats will just stay right up around the barn, but Camden is down in the far bottom corner, seeing what there is to see down there. And he's the kind of goat who will find something really simple like a stick in the yard and be able to turn that into an hour's worth of entertainment. Camden has a lot of friends. He's very popular. He's definitely tight with Lupini and Tate and Ember, and by association Esme. But he seems to be closest with Rosemary. We see them together a lot, but I do think it's a platonic relationship. They just seem like best buds. And we've recently added 2 goats to the GOA 1 yard, Randy and Rainbow, and Camden was one of the first ones to try to make friends with them. So he's definitely a friend to all, and it's something that I really love and admire about him. Camden's a really awesome guy, and we're really happy that he's here at GOA, and he will be with us forever and ever.